Imagine this. You've been dating someone for a year. They tell you they love you, they know everything about you, but something always felt off. Then one day, they disappear. No explanation, no emotion, as if you never existed. Sociopaths don't feel guilt, love, or attachment like the rest of us. They wear masks. And the scariest part? You might not even realize you're with one until it's too late. When you first met them, they were perfect, almost too perfect. They knew exactly what to say, made you feel like the most special person in the world. It wasn't love, it was a trap. You didn't question it at first. Why would you? They made you feel safe, adored, even worshipped. But looking back, it wasn't normal. No one falls that hard, that fast, that flawlessly. And that's because it wasn't real. They weren't falling in love with you. They were studying you, learning your weaknesses, finding out exactly how to control you. And by the time you noticed, you were already theirs. You catch them in a lie, something small, insignificant. Maybe they said they were at work, but their story doesn't quite add up. Maybe they mentioned a childhood memory that, strangely, changes every time they tell it. You confront them, and they don't even blink. No stuttering, no guilt, no hesitation. Just a smooth, effortless response, like they expected you to ask. And for a moment, you second-guess yourself. Maybe you misheard, maybe you're overreacting, maybe the lie wasn't a lie at all. That's how it starts, small, harmless falsehoods that make you question your own memory. And before you know it, their entire world is built on deception. The most terrifying part, they don't just lie to you, they lie to everyone. Because to them, the truth isn't a moral obligation. It's a tool, a weapon, a game, and you're just another piece on the board. Think back to your last argument, the one where you knew, without a doubt, that they were wrong. Maybe they said something cruel. Maybe they broke a promise. Maybe they hurt you in a way that couldn't be ignored. And yet, somehow, by the end of that conversation, you were the one apologizing. That's their game. They never say, "I'm sorry." Not in the way you expect. If they do, it's cold, calculated, carefully measured to make you stop asking questions. I guess I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't even know what you want me to say. Fine. I said I'm sorry. Can we move on now? But real remorse, regret, guilt, you'll never see it. Because to them, apologies aren't about making things right. They're about control. And if they can make you doubt yourself, make you feel like the unreasonable one, they've already won. At first, everything felt perfect, but now, something is wrong. You're exhausted, anxious, second-guessing yourself constantly. You replay conversations in your head, trying to figure out where things went wrong. You were so sure about what they said last time, but now they swear they never said it. You're imagining things. You always overreact. You're being crazy again. And just like that, your reality begins to unravel. The truth doesn't feel solid anymore. The things you were once sure of, memories, emotions, instincts, are suddenly in question. This is gaslighting. It's one of their most powerful weapons. And the worst part? By the time you realize what's happening, you don't even trust yourself enough to escape. You've seen it before. Maybe it was just for a second. A fleeting moment when their face went completely blank. No anger, no sadness, no happiness, just nothing. You were talking, laughing, maybe even arguing, and suddenly they just stared at you. Their eyes were empty, their expression unreadable. It was like looking into something hollow, something that wasn't fully human. And then, just as quickly, it was gone. They smiled, cracked a joke, changed the subject like nothing happened. And you told yourself it was just your imagination, but deep down, you knew. You felt it. That glimpse behind the mask. That unsettling realization that there is a part of them you will never understand. A part of them that doesn't feel, doesn't care, and worst of all, doesn't need you at all. You probably think sociopaths are rare, that they're the monsters we see in movies, the serial killers that make headlines. But here's the truth, 1 in 25 people meet the criteria for sociopathy. That means you've met one. Maybe you've worked with one. Maybe you've trusted one. Most sociopaths don't murder. They don't need to. Why risk getting caught when they can do something much worse? Ruin people without ever lifting a finger? They break you down. They make you question reality. They manipulate, deceive, and move on to their next victim like nothing ever happened. And the scariest part? They sleep just fine at night. Consider the case of a woman who shared her experience with a sociopathic partner. At first, he was charming and attentive. Everything she had ever wanted, he made her feel special, adored, and deeply loved. But then, something changed. Slowly, his behavior shifted. At first, it was subtle, a dismissive comment here, a harmless lie there, but as time went on, she found herself doubting her own reality. He started isolating her from friends and family, planting seeds of doubt about those closest to her. He made her believe she was overreacting, twisting her emotions until she no longer trusted her own thoughts. When she confronted him about his lies, he never flinched, never stumbled. He spoke so smoothly, so effortlessly, that she started questioning herself instead of him. Was she really remembering things wrong? Was she really being irrational? That's the power of gaslighting. Slowly chipping away at someone's sanity until they believe they're the problem. By the time she realized what was happening, she was completely trapped. Not physically, but emotionally. And he had already moved on, discarding her like she never mattered in the first place. Because to him, she never really did. What if you're dating someone who doesn't actually love you, just controls you? What if right now you're trapped in their game without even realizing it? You might think you'd see it coming, that you'd recognize the warning signs, that you'd never let yourself fall for someone like this. But that's the thing about sociopaths. They don't just deceive you, they make you deceive yourself. If you've ever felt like you were losing yourself in a relationship, if you've ever felt like your thoughts weren't your own, if you've ever looked into their eyes and felt nothing staring back at you, then maybe, just maybe, you were never in love. Maybe you were just their next victim. And the worst part? They don't care. Not now, not ever. Because while you lie awake at night, replaying every moment, questioning every word, they've already moved on, already found someone new. And that person, they have no idea what's coming. If you recognize these signs in someone you know, share this video. They might need it more than you realize. And if you've ever met someone like this, tell your story in the comments. Let people know they're not alone. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be watching.